I want to see what I did when this is a brand that helps to the asking adults, kids and young adults, like, I'm not gonna lie, you need a new white shirt, that way been married and not from speaking. From watching this myself. I don't have a. Love for like cameras we talk through.
It's gonna open something hard. It's like this is.
We'll get that.
Single semester.
You might drop him.
Space.
Yeah. Great. Like
yeah, go out, warm up loop, and then do the warm up with us. Y'all are all. Y'all gonna be around 1 year older. Yeah, see,
like a lunch or dinner. And this is the best way to pursue the one entrepreneurship.
What is the other one you saw? That's because you went.
I don't know. I'm sure you're also like that.
Yeah, we gotta know the guy coming by do that. He's coming on an
One to understand this class so I can get it.
Bro, I just see posting like USA singlets and stuff. But there's no information. We're actually talking about that.
Oh, that's
Like actually like asking us.
I missed that one. What?
But they're American.
Interaction.
I totally, but I just said.
Certainly is a culmination of it. And as such, one of the things I get out of it is to see people who have grown so far over the course of listening to be able to be on stage and show. So for me, it's very little, yeah, right? It's just the person after person on that stage. And it's like, that's just like this little thing. Right, we can just say, we can but it's a social thing that happens.
Yeah.
Into the same.
All right, welcome everybody. Hi, welcome to the Hub. I'm Grant Henshaw. There's nothing as awkward as just watching yourself on a video talk. So I'm glad that I got to be a part of that. I'm Grant Henshaw. I'm the executive director of the Entrepreneurship Hub and the assistant provost for entrepreneurship at W&M Entrepreneurship. And I have a couple of jobs here at the outset before we start demo day. But I want to first start by just saying thank you for being here. One of the things that we're trying to do is to create an entrepreneurial community. And that's you. You all make up that community. So we're really grateful that you're all showing up here. And you all have a job to do as well while you're here today over the next hour or so. Can anyone guess what that job might be? What's something that you might have to do while you're here? Vote. You've got to vote. There's something even more important than vote.
Listen.
This. I want you to bring the energy. So if I could just ask a quick question of the folks who are here in the front row, if you're here to pitch or you're going to demo your venture, please stand up real quick, briefly, turn around and face the audience. And if you're that is perfect. That is amazing. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for picking up what you might have thought was a flotation device in case of an emergency. That is exactly for what you just used it for. We want you to use that throughout the day today. Bring the energy for these folks who've got the courage to stand up and tell you about something that they're building, that they're bringing to life. So you have a big part of that. So it's not just the pitchers. We're also going to hear from some folks who are demoing their progress this semester. But take your job seriously. Give them that energy. It's important. All right. What we're about here at the Hub is helping people do what these people have been doing over the last several months, is to take an idea and make it real. Take the steps to go from an opportunity that they've spotted or a problem that keeps coming up and take a stab at creating a solution. It might not work the first time or the second time or the 10th time, but we're here to help people make progress on things that they care about. And those things don't always have to be a startup. We're sort of agnostic as to how people apply this toolkit that we teach here. Sometimes it's a startup, sometimes it's a nonprofit, sometimes it's a student organization. But the common thread is that someone spots an opportunity, they want to do something about it, and they want to make that real. And we're here to help make them do that, to help them to do that. And speaking of the team that does that, there's a team of people at the Hub, and we take our jobs very seriously to help students like these and entrepreneurs in the community go from a crystal of an idea to something that's out in the real world. And so I want to recognize that team for two reasons. One, so that you know who they are. If you've got something that you want to bring to life, find them. But two, to also recognize the team behind the scenes that pulls off amazing events like this and everything else that we do throughout the semester. So if you're one of our student team members or staff at the Hub, if you please make yourselves recognizable, raise your hand. Yeah, you can use those again. So we have a scrappy, small staff team and an amazing group of students that help us pull off everything that we do. So make sure that you find them at some point today. Talk to them. And there are other people that you're going to hear about that help us pull off the amazing work that we do at the Hub. And I'll let Brandon introduce them in just a second.
So I'm really glad you're here. You have an important role today. Take that role seriously of supporting people in bringing their ideas to life. Help us to do that. If you're in that camp and you've got something that you want to kick around, we're here for you to do that. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Brandon to tell us how we're going to handle today.
Awesome. Thank you, Graham. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. One core part of our team that makes this place move are these people. These are our mentors. So if you're a mentor, raise your hand, stand up, wave them as you are. Please give them a round of applause. Amazing. Thank you. Those people are here entirely volunteer. Their generosity shapes so much of our programming, from mentor sessions to stepping in as guest speakers or showing up to events like Demo Day. We've got a fantastic lineup ahead, full of venture demos, rocket pitches, plenty of time to connect and celebrate afterwards. So first up, it wouldn't be a Hub event if I didn't ask you to pull out your phones and check in.
What would you do with
It only takes about 30 seconds to check in. As I see most of you are doing that now, it earns you Hub points that you can redeem for snacks and swag, and it enters you into our raffle giveaway at the very end of the event, which includes this t-shirt, sweatshirt, hat, and Chick-fil-A nuggets. Ooh. So here's what we've got in store today. First off, we're going to kick things off with our venture showcases. You're going to hear from student founders, community ventures. They're going to be showcasing all the progress they've made this semester. And after that, we'll launch directly into our Rocket Pitch Faceoff, which includes 4 Rocket Pitch winners that have won over the course of the semester. They're going to battle it out here on stage, but only one venture will take home the crown and the grand prize. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with the award ceremony, where we recognize our most engaged patrons, mentors, student founders, and then we'll invite those winners back, not next week, Thanksgiving break, the week following, to an exclusive gathering at the president's residence. So let's kick things off with our venture showcase. And first up, before Hunter arrives, you're going to see a mix of community entrepreneurs, students, again, all different stages of their entrepreneurial journey, from ideation to they're testing prototypes, they are exploring growth opportunities. But what unites them is momentum, is having to take action, using their curiosity to move their things forward, and a commitment to putting entrepreneurial thinking into action. So you'll hear about 2 minutes of demos, each designed to spark ideas, surface opportunities, and invite connection. And just a reminder to those of you in the audience and to those of you who are demoing, this isn't a competition. There will be no judges for this portion, no Q&A. It's simply a time to put founders out there. So your role, you might be wondering what that is. I want the demos to spark something in you. An idea, a question, a connection, and then carry that forward during the networking time. Your insight or next introduction could be the thing that helps them make their next step. So with that, let's jump into our founders. First up, let's welcome Hunter Harrison with Harrison Fritolo.
All right, let's get started. So I'm the first elevator pitch. Let's hope it's a long elevator. All right, getting started here. So my name's Hunter Harrison. I'm the co-founder of Harrison Bertolo. My other co-founder, Blake, right there in the red shirt. So yeah, let's get into it. So what do we do? We're a nonprofit whose mission is to support entrepreneurship education in underserved communities. So how do we do this? So we have two products, Ventail and the wolf icon there is IDRA. So let's get into it. Ventail, a new venture awaits. So that's like the motto of this video game. And basically what this allows you to do is it lets you simulate entrepreneurship in a risk-free environment. So the problem, what are we trying to solve? So aspiring entrepreneurs face challenges regarding risk tolerance, critical thinking, and just a willingness to embrace new ideas or to start a business. So our value proposition is that we are trying to allow players to simulate entrepreneurship, engage in critical thinking, and do all of this in a risk-free environment without investing a lot of time or capital. So moving on to our second product, IDRA, there's the little app icon. And this app will be available on the iOS and Google Play Store in the coming weeks, so make sure to stay tuned for that. The problem, entrepreneurs face challenges learning how to start a business, and aspiring entrepreneurs do not know where to start. So really our value proposition here is we're trying to offer a platform for entrepreneurs to take courses in entrepreneurship and internet business models. So you can think of Shopify, e-commerce, we have software as a service, a lot of different copy and paste business models, but we also have more niche business models. We even teach you how to publish books on Amazon Kindle. So we have a lot of different courses for a lot of different entrepreneurs because entrepreneurship, it's a very diverse field. So really, we want entrepreneurs to be able to connect with fellow entrepreneurs, kind of like develop a network, maybe even find a business partner, and you can do all of this through our integrated community on our app. And we also have entrepreneurship seminars, similar to something that's offered at the Hub, where we have entrepreneurs who started a business come and speak to our community. And this might be once a month or every few months. So thank you so much.
Nailed it, Hunter. Way to kick us off. Next up, we have Gene Fox with PlaySmart. Come on up, Gene. Back the other way.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. I am the founder of PlaySmart, and it's learning games that are just as much fun to play so that we can reach a market and help children by parents, by teachers, by other children. And there's a lot of different game manufacturers in the marketplace, and they teach skills and they have a little bit of fun. My games have a lot of fun and a lot of learning. There we go. You can tell by the names that they have a lot of fun elements. The children love playing them. I have had a wonderful focus group of groups of both children and adults for over the past year. They have helped me develop them and make them as good as they can be. My background, I've been in education all my life. I love it as much now as I did when I was younger. And I've been a reading specialist, a classroom teacher. I was director of summer school at a large private school in Newport News. I retired like a lot of teachers because I was tired. Within a few years, I was back at it. I hope that my games can make a difference. Children will use less screen time and parents will have more interaction with their children. I believe that children, parents, and teachers should be a very strong three-legged stool. And it will take all of us together to bring out the best in our children. I bought some of the actual games with me. If anybody would like to play Grump, just be careful. You don't want to turn out to be the Grump. Half dog digits, a fifth grader can beat their parents. You're going to have to watch out. But I will have some at one of the tables around the building, and I hope you'll stop by and see. Thank you.
Our third presenter is Vanessa Jones of Vanessa Jones Voices and Video. Vanessa, take it away. Nice.
Hello, I am Vanessa Jones, founder of Vanessa Jones Voices and Videos. I'm a voice actor and a video creator. You know how, as consumers, we prefer to do business with people that we know, like, and trust? Not yes. So what I do is I create handcrafted, impactful About Us videos for businesses so that they can put them on their website and their YouTube channel. This allows potential customers to learn about the business, get the vibe of the business owner and their values, and develop a connection with the business that leads to greater client conversion. I put together a short video that I'm about to show you. It's very short, of 5 different About Us videos that I've made. I put together videos from all of them. And as you watch it, I just want you to ask yourself how likely you would be to work with these business owners and why. You see, you remember how people make you feel, right? So when people are having fun, when their energy is great, when they have a lot of enthusiasm, when they feel real and genuine, you want to be around them. You want to work with them. And that's why when I'm recording a voiceover for a commercial or an explainer video or interviewing someone who is a business owner, I'm always thinking about the story that I'm telling and the vibe that I'm creating so I can get the audience to want to come along for that ride. I've made progress over the past 4 weeks developing my video offerings and pricing for various budgets, and also my marketing so that people understand how crucial an About Us video really can be for developing that connection with their audience. By February, I'm going to have a new branded website with SEO, and it will generate, I'm hoping, at least 10 inquiries for voiceover or video per month. I'm looking for financing to support my new computer that I desperately need so that I can do faster, more efficient video editing and bring on more clients. And I have a QR code that I would be happy for you to scan to join my email list or to set up a free consultation and we can talk about your video marketing needs. So please go ahead and scan that if you like. That takes you to my contact form. And again, I'm Vanessa Jones of Vanessa Jones Voices and Videos. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Great job, Vanessa. Our fourth pitcher is Yok Wong of Mechastructure.
So before we start, I can tell you a little secret. Nobody really want to build larger rockets. What they really want to do is to put all these things on the right in space. So more payload, bigger payloads, and hopefully do more administrative thing on in space. So for example, if you want to see exoplanet, we probably need a telescope with 20-meter apertures. And if you want to stay on the moon, we probably need a couple of these 15-meter or taller solar towers. And obviously, maybe some offloading crane to put payloads and cargoes from every trip to the moon down to the surface so we can do more scientific thing and build thing and excavation and all that stuff. So as you can see, the rocket bearings pricing is going down, and we are looking at that $200 magic number so we can put a lot of things in space. So all these number on the right is showing you the just on the space size, what kind of capital and market that we can able to capture. When we talking about building things in space, a lot of these can be done with robot, and obviously we want those to be done by robots. After that, we realized if we can build all these big things with robot, we can probably operating them with robot as well. And furthermore, how about operating the entire structure like a construction crane or gantry crane, like a big robot? That's why our name is called Mecha Structure. Mecha means giant robot today. That was me with my Xbox controller, like doing a demo to the vice president at the time. My name is York, and I'm one of the few in space assembly expert at NASA Langley and possibly around the world to doing a lot of these research for the past decade. Our business model is actually quite interesting. We are looking at doing all this work on Earth, but we are putting all this technology pushed forward to the space side of things. So there's a lot of applications on orbit on the moon as well, the way to Mars. Here's one of the examples I showed you earlier. We can help we grow the surface area where we can land from the one you see on the left to the one you see on the right. The next generation of space attachment will not build themselves, but megastructure will. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, later in the meeting, if you're interested.
Now pass it around. All right, next up, we have a presentation, pitch, and demo from Nana Luthia and San Gum of NGZ AI.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today and support all this talent. We are NGC. We are part of a startup founded by Mike back there. And we've been on this trajectory of growing this business, which is mainly with we're trying to solve a problem of suicide on veterans. And this is the main problem. The main problem is that every day over 17 veterans take their own life. And what happens is that the system is reactive and the warning signs are missed. And a question that we ask ourselves is, what if we could listen even when they say nothing? So this is how Mike decided to found K2. K2 is an AI-powered application system, and it has a double interface that we're going to explain further today. This is the brain of our solution, and it's basically an AI engine which collects data phenotyping from veterans and it analyzes all, and it creates a unique and personalized risk score which stays on the device. Every data stays on the device. The only thing that leaves the device is the risk score.
So the app asks veterans to check in on a daily basis by taking a selfie or rating how their day went, and this is completely non-intrusive. The whole idea is to be able to capture meaningful context to the behavioral data that we already have. We are currently building an intelligence monitoring tool that would help clinicians do two things: to obtain risk alerts when the AI engine detects them, and then to also obtain information to make smarter decisions about those who need help right now.
Our go-to-market unfolds in 3 phases. Phase 1 is funded entirely by our founder, Mike McMahon, a service-disabled veteran and successful entrepreneur. We are currently in our phase 1 where we are building, deploying, and validating the prototype. In phase 2, we will use about $4 million in both founder funds and grants from the VA and DoD to scale our MVP in real clinical environments. Finally, in phase 3, we'll use around $6 million in VA and DoD grants to do a full commercialization and roll this out nationwide. So, long story short, K2 is a tool built by a veteran for our veterans. This is our chance to save lives at a national scale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our chance to better protect those who once protected us. Thank you.
Thank you all. Great job. And to close out our venture showcase, we're going to hear from Ryan of Dreamer Made. Ryan, take it away.
Thank you for that great introduction, Brandon. While I'm not in person today, I have a feeling that all the ideas and businesses being shared have something in common. They all started with a spark. Each one of you were excited to create something. But I'm willing to bet somewhere along the way, that spark began to fade when you realized turning an idea into a business can be overwhelming. You're juggling legal, branding, marketing, funding, taxes. It feels like you're 10 steps behind before you even get started. That's where DreamerMate comes in. DreamerMate is an AI and human-powered platform that creates step-by-step startup roadmaps for entrepreneurs. You tell us what you want to create, and in seconds, DreamerMate leverages AI to build a personalized roadmap. What to do first, what tools to use, and how to get it done. But it's not just AI. We connect you with a community of vetted pro partners, real human experts like attorneys, designers, and accountants who can help at each stage. So whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or a first-time founder, DreamerMate gives you the resources, clarity, and confidence to launch your next venture one step at a time. We're currently onboarding partners, early creators, and investors who want to help shape the new standard of creating a business that lasts. If you've got a dream or you help others build theirs, see what we're building and visit this QR code. We'd love to have you join.
Dr. Ryan. Thank you to everyone in our venture showcase for showing up today and presenting your ideas. You are either building things from scratch or taking your big ideas to the next milestone, and you're a huge part of what makes this community amazing. And so we're all incredibly proud of the progress that you have made. We are collectively going to take just a quick 5-minute break to stretch your legs, maybe round 2 of food, use the restroom, and then we're going to get started with our Rocket Pitch Face-Off. Thank you. It's time to jump into Rocket Pitch Face-Off. All right. We have 4 outstanding ventures who are competing in the Ultimate Pitch Showdown today. Before we dive in, I want to take just a moment to recognize our esteemed panel of judges, leaders who are a part of our inaugural Hub Advisory Board. This group is just at the beginning of the journey with us. We're grateful for their experience, perspective, and support as we shape the Hub's next chapter. Our judges this afternoon are John Jackson, Smith Rollins, Randy Sieber, Dave Beaven, and Eric Mann. Now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. And with that, I'm going to hand things over to our amazing student partners, Michael and Justin, who will be our hosts for Rocket Pitch Face-Off. Take it away, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brandon. How's everybody feeling today? Love that energy. That's what we like to hear. So before we jump in, let's go over how this pitch is going to go. A quick reminder that this is a competition and each finalist will have 5 minutes to deliver their pitch. We'll be keeping track of time, and yes, we will stop you if you go over. So make sure to pace yourself and stay focused. When you are pitching, pitchers, please look at Tracy here waving right now. You'll see Tracy right there. She will have a yellow sign with 1 minute. That says 1 minute. So when you have 1 minute left, she'll raise that up. And then she'll also have a red sign that says stop. So if she raises that, that means hard cutoff. So when you're pitching, make sure you hit the key aspects of a strong pitch. Specifically, be sure to clearly address what problem are you solving? Who's your market? What does your competitive landscape look like? What is your solution? And finally, how's your delivery? Are you clear, engaging, and convincing? After each pitch, we'll have 2 minutes of Q&A with the judges. So get ready to defend your ideas and answer thoughtfully.
Judges, we ask you to please use the cube mic on the table when you are asking your questions. This way, the audience watching from Zoom will be able to hear you as well.
Now for the fun part, the prizes. All finalists today are competing for a grand prize of $1,500. All right, guys, let's get ready to rock it. So let's hear it for our first finalist, Rian Jolka and his venture, Stack Dating. Yeah.
This one? I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about me for a second. I like to talk about me. I'm Rian Jolka. I'm a freshman here at W&M Mary. I'm an Mensa member, and I'm a founder with a long history of entrepreneurship and large-scale projects, whose nonprofits, digital platforms, and project works have led to reward and recognition from the mayor of New York City, the state of New Jersey, to the president of the US. And now I'm building Stack. Stack is the next generation of dating apps built on ranked choice mechanics designed to introduce friction first and created to convert intent into real connections and revenue. Whereas current dating apps trap people in an endless cycle of swiping, Stack brings forth focus, intention, and smarter matchmaking. Despite 400 million people around the world on these apps, user satisfaction is at an all-time low, with over 75% of users reporting emotional fatigue, swiping burnout, and major industry leaders like Tinder and Bumble rapidly losing ground. Tinder having reported a loss in paid users for the last 2 years, and Bumble laying off a swath of its workforce just months ago. Yet the market continues to grow from $12.9 billion today to well over $17 billion in the next 5 years. It's clear that users are looking for something better, and dating apps aren't going anywhere. The market timing couldn't be better. Gen Z, the fastest growing segment, is signaling fatigue with the swiping mechanic. They're looking for more curated, lower noise experiences, and Stack delivers more matches with some friction by allowing users to rank preference instead of wasting away on swipes. This creates a larger and more intentional discovery funnel. In the countless in-depth interviews I've conducted with Gen Z singles, couples, boys, girls, focus groups, surveys, all this microdata, there's been consistent appeal for a dating app that feels more intentional and less random, and people see the resonance in an app with a ranked choice mechanic. So how does Stack work? First, twice a day, you'll get 9 to 12 profiles, which you'll sort into 3 categories. Your now, your top 3, your later, your soft interest, and your past, your definitive no. Once done, the deck locks up and matchmaking occurs when there's any sort of mutual interest. Simple, superficial, and game-changing, because it keeps the superficiality of dating apps, but goes about it in a way that no app has ever done before. The best comparison I can give is it's kind of like scrolling on TikTok or Reels. That's what swiping is today. People know it's bad for you. We have all this data about why it's bad for you, but people do it because it keeps this anticipation, excitement, dopamine hit, interaction. Stack keeps all the things that work, but goes about it in a far better and healthier way. I filed a patent over the summer. I have overseas development. I have initial investor interest. I have pre-seed funding. I hold the domain, and everything is mapped and ready to go. So Stack works because it flips the script. Instead of mindless swiping, it forces clarity, and it makes the experience far more intentional and rewarding for users. Dare say you'll be less frugal with a soft interest option than you will with your 8 free right swipes a day cap on something like Hinge. More matches going around makes a better experience for users, and the app is on your side. So we get 3 big advantages from this ranked choice model. First, we have this high-value data because we're generating ordinal preference, not just left-right, yes-no binary swipes. This means better user matchmaking and better user targeting. Second, there's a built-in monetization like never before because Stack itself is novel. You still have all your paid features, your premiums, whatnot, but you also have things like your extra slots, your insights that are unique to Stack. And then third, patent and idea aside, the model is defensible. No competitor can adopt such an idea without cannibalizing their own engagement-first swiping approach that they've been copying off of Tinder for well over a decade. So in terms of go-to market, first we launched on campuses. About 50% of college-age students have used these apps, according to Pew Research in 2023. They're a huge portion. In fact, you saw just weeks ago all the kids using Marriage Pact. Indeed, I'm uniquely positioned for this. Then an ad and marketing campaign, TikTok, Instagram, showcasing Stack as an app of taste and intentionality. Once people are in, they're in, because you have not just your recaps and your insights, keeping them coming back every day, creating a retention loop, kind of like how YouTube Studio or an Instagram creator page makes it equally addictive for the creator. But there's a ritual aspect with the daily decks that is missing on the current doom swiping on apps today. Indeed, Stack is designed to monetize naturally, with about a $10 monthly average revenue per paying user and about a 12% premium conversion rate, the economics mirroring industry leaders. From there, you still have your premium features, your boosts, your super likes, whatnot, that offer value users are happy to pay for, but keeps the core experience free and engaging. Indeed, the goal is 200,000 users on the waitlist. Hinge had about 100,000 monthly active users in the first years in 2016 when they pivoted from a swipe to prompt-based design. Snap, apps you've never even heard of, which was a Gen Z video-first dating app, had about 250,000 users in the first year due to TikTok virality. Locks Club, which was a more niche Jewish-focused dating app, had about 100,000 users on the waitlist without major spend. With just 200,000 users on the waitlist and using the lowest base numbers and expectation from Just Plans, this hits mid-seven figures of revenue in the first year. Indeed, with an app like this, it takes very little to go cash positive very quickly. From there, excuse me. From there, when Stack has that brings me down to my call. Indeed, as I continue to compile initial interest, traction, and funding, I'm able to get the MVP up. Then I continue marketing and launch. Thank you.
We'll Q&A for the governors now.
So how do you solve user liquidity? Because if you're limiting folks to 3 swipes per day or 3 choices, like you're going to end up needing a ton more people than an app that can potentially generate thousands of matches per user.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Rollins. So in the 3 categories, it's your top category that's limited to your top 3, that now category. Indeed, you still have a soft interest option, and this is a big punch point with Stack, and that's your later. So right away, you're actually getting more matches because you have a 3-category system, right? You're going to have more asymmetric matches. You're now to later, so on. Indeed, this is actually better. This is actually better because on dating apps today, you're actually tapped on a lot of the things with your free swipes, your free likes, things like that. They're very lucrative and they're very fruitful in that they're pushing for paid features. So with Stack, you're already given a certain amount of people per day. You're going to get more matches. You're going to have, it's more intentional. You're going to indeed find a better experience on the app. And it moves away from the swipe mechanic while keeping everything that works with the swiping today. Thank you.
So I guess you mentioned that those ARPUs and this conversion, all that fun stuff. How, you don't have users on the platform now. How are you going to balance user acquisition versus user monetization? Charging these folks for a product versus making them love the product.
Yes, thank you. So at the end of the day, like I said, the core experience is free and engaging. That's what you want in these apps. And that's what a lot of these apps aren't fully offering. That's a very good example. There's an app now. It's not a very good looking app. It's called Duet, but they're killing it in the dating app industry because they completely up the cap of free swipes you can get a day. And they know people have a good experience in the app. They're fine. So in terms of, like I said, go to market, as we release the colleges, we release the big hub areas. From there, because dating apps, the product is the other users. It's proximity of each person on it. From there, you're going to start getting, and you want to balance it out, more matches within your area. You want to balance feasibility and you want to balance a good experience on the app. It's this Hinge versus Duet kind of brand philosophy. So in terms of customer acquisition, it's not just word of mouth. It's not just referral code, bounties, colleges. You want to take it a step further and you can become the brand. You don't need, with something like an app, a $20,000 a year marketing person. You don't need to hire people too much. You don't have to do too much outsourcing. And once people are on the app, it sets itself up.
All right, amazing. Give it up for Maria, guys. All right, let's keep that applause going because next up, welcome Jeremy, Leo, and Sam and their venture Crawler.
Hi, everyone. My name's Sam.
I'm Jeremy. I'm Leo.
And we're pretty excited to show you what we've been working on for the past few months. So our team has identified two main problems. The first problem is it's incredibly difficult to plan a night out or a day out if you're not local to the city or you know local. The second problem is the barrier to entry to post on social media is incredibly high. You have to plan your perfect post, perfect pictures, perfect caption, and perfect song just to share an experience with your friends. And this creates a disconnect between people and people.
And to fix this, we're building Crawler, which who here is familiar with Strava? I'm sure the running guys are. It's basically an app that just tracks your workouts and your runs or whatnot. So we're building Crawler, which is essentially a very similar idea where before you start your adventure, you press start. You go on your adventure. Once you're done, you press stop, and it prompts you to like upload the images and stuff from your adventure. And then from there, you can post it, and your whole network can see everyone who's following you on the app. And then after that, if you are in a new city or something, you can check out what other people have done previously. And we actually have like a little demo of what it kind of looks like right now. So this is kind of version 0 where we've been working on. We have images. It looks pretty similar to just a normal social media. And yeah. So also, as you guys can kind of see, it's very different from other social medias because it's just a culmination of Instagram, Strava. There's even like reviews and stuff. We use the Places API. So it kind of combines all of those. So yeah, that's what we have right now.
So we're hoping that we're building an app that ultimately everybody, all age groups, all demographics will be able to use. But at the moment, when we're just getting our first users, our first beta testers and everything, we're looking for people who are college age. So I guess like ourselves, like many in the audience, people who live in cities or high population density areas. You know, there's a lot of stuff to do around you. Makes for a variety of different crawls, so to speak, that you could be posting. And as far as our kind of go-to-market strategy, delivering this app, we have sort of two-pronged. First of all, on our user acquisition side, we're very heavily focused on, first of all, word of mouth, but second of all, social media. So we have social media content strategy, we have creator marketing funnel, and we've been growing our wait list right now. And on the development side, we're on test flight. We have our first testers and users. And so we're testing, we're iterating, we're in our version 0, and we're trying to make it look better. And we're working on our next big feature, which is our AI generated crawls. So using our data set or the database of all of the other crawls that people have already done, people can use our AI generated crawls and kind of identify like what they're going to do for the next day. And just in case something doesn't already exist. And just to give you a sense of our breadth and what we've done, because I don't know if any of you were here for our first rocket pitch, but we've expanded a lot. We're in 25 states, 8 countries, 862 waitlist members, 100 beta testers right now on test flight.
Yeah, so last time we were at Rocket Pitch, a lot of people were curious about our monetization strategy. So we don't want to make a freemium version or anything because let's face it, like this is a new app. People don't like paying for stuff. So what we're going to do to monetize this is we're going to do partnerships with bars, restaurants, whatnot. You can call it like a featured crawl where these crawls, they're like pushed to users and encouraged to go on them. And yeah, so they'll pay us to push those. And also we're thinking of a partnership with Uber, Lyft, and Waymo where like we can just book rides from a rideshare app in-app and we get like a cut of that.
Yeah, we are very excited about this app. We have 800 other people that are very excited about this app. But we're not the only ones. We are currently finalists for a Tulura, which is an accelerator, and we have raised pre-seed fund from a local investment group.
Yeah, we may be young, but we have experience. Me and Leo were in the Bay last summer working on startups. Sam, one of the most crack coders I know, working at Capital One this summer. So yeah, we're super excited about this idea. And if anybody else is, you can join in our waitlist. We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark. So yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll go for the Q&A now.
Can you give me a little more detail about what revenue looks like from those partnerships, Uber and stuff we're talking about?
Yeah, so the idea was in app, we like have a partnership with Uber, Lyft, any rideshare app. And in the app, you can like book a ride because a lot of people will be using this at night. And the idea is out of that Uber ride, out of the cut that Uber takes from the driver, we take like, I don't know, 5, just a percentage that's fair, really. And from there, we'd be able to make some money. It'd be pretty cool.
Can you talk a little bit about the first experiences? Like, what are people doing with it now? Just a couple of case studies.
Yeah, so what we've noticed is everybody's using it who's on it. People basically at the start of the night, they hit start and then still have fun. And at the end of the night, sometimes the next morning, they upload the crawl with all their pictures. And I can tell from my own experience and from the, our daily active user number, like I said, 80% of what we have right now. I get it all. Like I'm constantly like scrolling, commenting, and liking because I like commenting on what my friends are doing and seeing what they're doing. I'm very excited to post like what I'm doing.
I've seen a lot of versions of this like make friends after school pitch. What's different about yours? Like how are you going to help like actually break through that post college group network? Like how are you going to penetrate them?
For this, I think the idea is a lot of our friends that are using it right now are people who already go to other colleges. And the reason why we are also on test flight right now is so we can send it to all of our friends who they're probably on their way back for Thanksgiving break. And the idea is even when we're apart and we're not all together, it's really exciting to be able to see what people are doing in their respective hometowns. We sent it to our friends who graduated last year. We're able to see like where they are in their, like whether it's in San Francisco or New York City. And like, that's really exciting too. It kind of keeps us connected.
Can I jump in real quick? So if you're talking about how do we convert this from college kids to generic users, it is more, so right now there's been a heavy focus on the social media aspect, but you're gonna see a shift through the app when we have more data to this very functional Explorer app. You go out, if you are, if I'm a parent and I go out and I'm in a new city, like on vacation, I'm like, what can I do? I can then go to like, oh, there's a baseball game here, then I can get lunch, then I can get like ice cream, and it's all walkable, it's all doable within 3 hours. And so we're expecting that to be a very functional user to kind of branch off of this very like college aspect.
All right, we're gonna end the Q&A there, guys. So great job. Give it up for Team Solomon. All right, now let's move on to Liam Ellis and his venture, Royal Oak Solutions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liam Ellis. I've worked in the tree care industry since I was in high school, and today I am very proud to present on behalf of my own tree firm, Royal Oak Premium Plant Healthcare. Now, as we begin, I'd like to just emphasize to you all how truly amazing trees are. We take for granted the fact that nature has essentially provided us with a self-replicating solar panel that takes the waste from our vehicles, our bodies, and our industries and turn it into the very thing we need to survive. No one can contest that trees are amazing, but when they get sick, they can cause some pretty big problems. Every year in the US alone, 8.4 million acres of trees die to pests and diseases, and that number is only growing due to factors such as climate change and invasive species, emerald ash borer, lanternflies, for example. It is the unfortunate truth that an unhealthy tree, even if it may not look that sick, could be just one bad storm away from what you see here. The grim reality is that the resulting home repair and tree removal costs could put you and your family into a financial nightmare. Now, removing a diseased tree before it falls is a slightly better outcome, but that still incurs a huge cost. Keep in mind, this number does not take into account the fact that A, your landscape is now missing a key piece of its aesthetic beauty, and B, any personal or sentimental value that tree might have had to you or your family. The downsides of losing a tree do not stop there, however. The market indicates that having large, attractive trees on your property can add anywhere from 3.5 to 15% revenue compared to properties that don't. All this goes to show that losing, say, a large elm to Dutch elm disease has financial implications that are far broader than just the upfront removal cost. Fortunately, we have the answer: preventative plant healthcare. We provide to homeowners both the first line of defense for their trees and shrubs against pests and diseases, as well as the ability to make a dream landscape such as this a reality. Plant healthcare goes levels beyond basic landscaping through custom fertilization treatments, soil invigoration, and pest management. It is an established science that ensures both that your property can look the best it can year-round and that the beloved and historic trees, which have been a part of communities such as Williamsburg for decades, are still around for generations to come. We can deliver on both of these promises for a price that is marginal compared to the alternative. Based on market data and my own experience working for the top planned healthcare firm in the nation, we project a lifetime gross profit per customer of $3,200 to $24,000, depending on the services demanded. We anticipate our customer acquisition costs to range from $300 to $400 in our first year. We obviously expect this number to increase once we initiate paid ads, but for our first year, we plan on pursuing only cheaper methods of outreach. Keep in mind, planned healthcare is a preventative and reoccurring service. In order for our customers to maintain the same level of protection for their trees and shrubs, they have to pay for the service each year. But how do we plan on actually getting those customers? As a first-year firm, we'll need to utilize every inch of leverage available to us. And for us, our main advantage is time. I am a solo operator and a student. I do not have a high opportunity cost for my time compared to my competitors, so I plan to take advantage of that and invest as much as possible into knocking doors and creating high-quality online content to funnel customers to us. As far as competition goes, there are only 2 firms in the Williamsburg area that offer services at a similar level of precision. Both of these firms are large, corporatized, with many locations all over North America. As a result, they prioritize high-ticket tree removal jobs over the preventative plant healthcare that we specialize in exclusively. In addition, they're often prone to prescribe pesticides for treatments that might not need them. This heightens the risk of exposure to the general population and increases risk of damage to the environment. I also plan to leverage the fact that I'm a William & Mary student and an employee. I currently work here at William & Mary with our arborists and ground crew to protect our trees here on campus, and I believe that will establish a bond of trust with local customers who might revere the university. As a first-year firm, we also intend on implementing several attractive and competitive lead magnets to get customers in the door. This would include a complimentary fertilizer service for our first 25 customers who purchase a holistic plan. When you consider my personal inside knowledge and experience in this field, the fact that the tree care industry is worth $40 billion in the US alone, and my long-term goal of opening several branches all over the East Coast, you really start to see my argument for why money can grow on trees.
You clearly have a value proposition here in Williamsburg. How scalable would this be?
So as far as
outside of this market?
So I do have plans to extend outside of the Williamsburg area. I plan on targeting similar communities to Williamsburg that have a high volume of maybe upper class individuals who have large properties. The main limiting factor on scalability is finding quality people who have the certifications. There's a very high barrier to entry, but Virginia Tech is, a couple of hours away. I plan on going to career fairs starting next semester, setting up a booth and finding people who are taking the forestry programs. I know several already due to my time working at Davy Tree. So yeah, I have plans to spread all across the East Coast.
This is a labor-intensive business, and you said career fairs. This is going to scale with how many skilled tree treaters you can find. Like, what's your path to getting, 10, 50, 100? I get you can get a couple of college students, but how do you go even further?
Probably by finding certified ISA arborists. That is not a protected title, so anyone can call themselves an arborist. But finding like an arborist who is in need of work and being able to offer them a high salary if they're able to both do sales and actually apply the treatments is key.
Is there a way to automate some of this, like so that it becomes less of a human-based thing and more, machine learning and AI?
I see some possibilities of AI usage in plotting plotting the types of trees and then on a property, and then having AI automatically gauge, okay, this is what pest is in the area, this is where, or this is the treatment that we recommend. But really, this isn't like, it is labor intensive, but I want to emphasize that when I was working, there were some days I was charging $900 an hour billing. No, I wasn't earning that, but it would take me 15 minutes to make a treatment. So it's not like very physically intensive. It's a lot of spraying and like soil injecting, as you see here, into the soil. So
I think there's kind of building on the question, is there a platform business here where you can basically identify a need and then create a platform for people who want to do this?
that's definitely in the future. I really want to educate as many people as I can on plant healthcare because it's a very underutilized industry. There are not very many people in it in general, and even fewer young people. Typically, people who go into forestry lean towards the tree cutting, and I want to lean away from cutting trees down and more making sure they're around for as long as they can. But yeah, that's definitely a long-term goal.
All right. We're gonna end the Q&A there. Great job, Liam. And last but certainly not least, we have Will, Colin, and Hayes in their venture Colonial Miles.
Thank you. This is Colin, an amateur runner currently 20 miles into his first ever marathon. He needs an energy gel filled with carbohydrates, the body's main fuel source, to get him to the end of his race.
Man, all these miles, I'm hungry. This tastes awful. Oh, how much did I pay for this gooey mess? $4? Goo? What kind of brand is this?
This is Will, a Colonial Miles athlete, destroying everyone because he feels so good with his gels.
Here, come on, try this. Oh, it tastes great. So easy to get down.
That's the Colonial Miles guarantee. Modern fuel, historic roots. This past summer, some of my teammates and I were grinding 90-mile weeks in the mountains of Colorado when we came to the same realization as Colin. Most energy gels in the market suck. They're either overpriced, taste awful, or have zero brand personality. So we started making our own. An energy gel that doesn't break the bank, tastes good, and has a local identity you can feel in every pouch.
Tell me more about the gel.
Colonial Miles is a high-quality energy gel built for all endurance athletes. We currently offer 4 flavors: vanilla, chocolate, honey, and coffee.
We make them with simple ingredients such as pure basic sugars, pure flavoring agents like raw honey and 85% cacao chocolate. And additionally, the images depicted on each of our pouches is something related to historic colonial Williamsburg, such as the Governor's Palace on our Tavern Brew coffee flavor, or the Black Powder Rifle on our chocolate flavor. We want each gel to not only fuel your run, but connect you with the community in the process.
Here's some photos of us actually making the gels, from weighing to mixing to dispensing the gels to actually product testing our gels at our run club in Boulder, Colorado.
So we're confident in targeting 2 main consumer groups. First, older people who stay active participating in endurance events. This includes groups like the Colonial Roadrunners, which is really popular around here, and also then younger college students. These people tend to jump between brands a lot and look to save money where they can. And so we believe our position as a locally sourced, community building, and affordable product will make us their most popular choice.
Taking a quick look at our financials, we currently estimate a COGS of 51 cents. As you can see, most of that's coming from the ingredients and the cost of actually getting our artwork on the pouch. We currently plan on selling direct to consumer for $1.55, yielding a profit margin of ranging from 60 to 70%, and then also wholesale for $1, slightly lower profit margin. And we project if we sell our initial batch of 5,000 units, we'll not only break even, but make a slight profit.
And the market opportunity for this is wide open. Currently, the industry is valued at $736 million and projected to grow at over 7% annually for the next 10 years. Most of the sales in this market, 25%, come from smaller, regionally located brands. Yet Williamsburg doesn't have one on the market. That's the gap we're looking to fill.
Now let me tell you where we're headed. Step 1 is our product launch. This will be an initial batch of 5,000 custom designed pouches that will fill by hand and start handing out at local races. We'll target races such as Dog Street 5K, Colonial Half Marathon, and Jamestown Triathlon. This will give us both brand visibility and real-time athlete feedback. Step 2 is our distribution phase. Once we have brand visibility, we'll start selling wholesale into local women's stores. We'll target Colonial Sports, Point 2 Running, and Smoking Heart. Step 3 is our expansion phase. Once we have a foothold in the greater Williamsburg area, we'll use our brand momentum in 2 different ways. One being to expand to other historic endurance hubs such as Boston, Philly. 2, to convert more retail customers into a direct online order.
And so here we have just a few photos of just a few of the many, many people who have helped us along the way. So we're really thankful for all the help that we've gotten, and we're very optimistic about our future with Colonial Miles.
We're not covered better than anybody who's what you're sipping on. Colonial Miles. This will get you right. I bet. Lincoln.
Good?
So good. That chocolate is so
Thank you.
Are there any performance metrics that you can describe, like your product versus somebody else's, or is that not focus?
So as far as performance metrics, I guess a lot of this does come down to sort of what, a subjective basis of what do you prefer, what tastes good. Our experience with the gels that we've tried in the past and when we've talked to other people is they don't like the consistency or the flavor or something other quality like that. And so part of what we're doing is trying to offer a very simple product with the ingredients that we use, something that reliably tastes good based on, nothing artificial, as few preservatives or no preservatives. And so we're trying to sort of level up our taste in that way. But ultimately, it is a subjective thing because it's food.
Yeah, adding on to that, kind of the science behind it, you want a 2-to-1 ratio of glucose to fructose. And there's kind of some debate between the right ratio. That's what we're using. And we're getting in, 26 grams of carbs, 200 milligrams of sodium. That's a bit on the higher end of most other companies. But it's kind of a middle ground where, it's nothing crazy. You're getting enough carbs where you can take a couple during a marathon, things like that. And, someone who's new to running, it's not the scariest product. It's got a welcoming package and, it's pretty easy on the gut, things like that.
And we mentioned on this pitch a study by Stanford University that said a bad tasting gel actually hurts performance.
Some of the questions I have, I've used a lot of gels over the years, braces, but how long does it take you to manufacture 5,000 pouches? And what's your next step in manufacturing? Also, is there a use by date? How long does it stay fresh?
Yeah, great questions.
So I'll tackle the first part of your question. Right now, as I said, we're filling them by hand, so it does take us a while. We were talking about this the other day. We estimated for our first 5,000 batches that we could do it in 3 7-hour sessions. And then also we have been in talks with some other gel companies such as Carbs, we said, that have put us in touch with other small manufacturers that will continue to start on a small scale because they don't have the high limits that other big manufacturers do.
As far as preservatives go, so that has thus far been one of our biggest issues is how do we keep it sort of at the consistency and texture that we want. And so we've been playing around with that. And what we actually learned most recently from meeting with another gel brand, Carbs, and we kind of learned from them something that they do is heating it in order to preserve it and keep it more liquid for a while. So we've been doing that. And so their shelf life is 12 to 24 months. And so we're helping to sort of copy that model to get up to that level.
And we just recently ordered some pH strips. We're going to do some testing on our own in a more controlled environment to get a more accurate number. But we're projecting around 12 months for the shelf life.
All right, that concludes the Q&A. And that concludes all of our rocket pitches for today. So let's give all of our finalists another huge round of applause. So before we move into audience voting, we'd like to ask all judges to head to the Zoom room in the back for pitch evaluation. So we'll give you guys a second to do that.
All right, everyone, as the judges tally up their scores, I hope that you checked in because we're about to announce our swag pack giveaway, and that giveaway goes to Aiden Goodman. All right, Aiden. There you go, bud. If you need a different size, let us know. So while the judges are tallying up the final pitch winner for today, we want to get into our award ceremony. So the awards for today recognize people, founders, mentors, patrons who go above and beyond every semester with us, contributing to the energy, engagement, and excellence that makes this place what it is. As you hear your name, please give that person a massive round of applause because they truly deserve it, okay? So first up is our most engaged patron. And this is a person who's been an absolute fixture of the hub, meaning they've been here quite a lot. They're consistently putting in work, showing up for events, and fully embracing what it means to be a part of the entrepreneurial community that we are building. And this award goes to Naomi Lamb. Don't think Naomi is here today, but she'll be recognized another time. Next, we have our Tribe Venture, our most engaged Tribe Venture. This goes to a student founder who's leaned all the way in, showing initiative, taking advantage of the resources here, and making meaningful progress throughout the semester in our accelerator cohort. This year's most engaged Tribe Venture goes to Hunter Harrison. Next, our most engaged Launchpad member. This award goes out to the community founder who has made time to be here, work on their venture, tapped into the mentor network, and made progress this semester. And this award goes to Lisa Youngers. Thank you, Lisa. And our last award goes to our most engaged mentor. These are the people who, as we acknowledged earlier, by the way, Hunter, you just won most engaged Tribe Ventures. Right. Our most engaged mentor award goes to the individual who is here constantly, who is always showing up for our entrepreneurs, offering guidance, helping them with their ideas, and really such an important member of our mentor community. And this year's most engaged mentor is Mike Desmond. Congratulations, Mike. I see that the judges may have come to a decision. Maybe not. I'm going to cue up the music. Feel free to network and talk, and I'll come back on to wrap things up. All right, guys, we are wrapping things up. But first, we are going to announce your casted vote. This is the venture that you thought deserved the title for Rocket Pitch Face-Off winner. And our crowd vote winner is Colonial Miles. Way to go, guys. Congratulations. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Hub staff, with your confetti cannons at the ready. And for everyone else in the crowd, these confetti cannons are loud. Just brace yourselves, all right? Can I get a drum roll? Our Rocket Pitch Face-Off winner is Royal of Solution. Don't take it home. Don't take it home, but it's yours for now. All right, to our pitchers, judges, mentors, audience, and supporters, thank you for making this demo day one to remember. Your energy, ideas, and engagement is what makes this place so special. It's been an honor today to serve as your MC. Now, Graham, land this plane.
I shall. I hope you all are as inspired as I am, just listening to the pitches. I was standing over there almost getting teary as people are sharing the progress that they've made. Connect with someone. If something sparked your interest, don't leave here without saying that to the founder. If you want to meet with a mentor or one of our judges, make that connection. The community is really the secret sauce of what we're building here. And if you have something that's a spark just now, make sure that you plug into the resources that we have at the Hub. You're a part of this, and we're here for you. We're so glad that you came to Fall 2025 Demo Day. All right, have a great day.